All right. In the interest of time, I'm going to go ahead and start the meeting. We will be recording. And so if you need any information off of this meeting, you can just find it on our website or our YouTube channel. My name is Teresa Alderson, and I'm the president of the Honor Society here at OPA SV. We welcome you to our last general membership meeting of the school year. So we have accomplished a lot, and I'm excited just to go over what we've done over this last month with our team, button up some other areas, hear some reports, and end this year with a bang, so they say. But first, before we get to that, I need to get a motion to approve the agenda as published.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
I need a second.
I will second the motion to approve the agenda.
Okay, all those in favor say aye or visual voting.
Aye.
Thank you.
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay, motion carries. The agenda is approved as published. The next item is an approval of the meeting minutes from our last meeting. And I'll need a motion. Do you have the date on that?
Our last general meeting was 2/28.
Yeah, the approval of the meeting minutes for our meeting in February on the 28th for the general meeting. So if I could have a motion to approve those minutes.
Motion to approve.
I need a second.
I will second the motion.
Okay, all those in favor of approving the meeting minutes for February 28th, visual voting or say aye.
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 All those opposed? No opposition, motion carries. The meeting minutes have been approved for February 28th. All right, any questions or comments on that?
I think I have to do an amend the agenda. Does that happen now?
That happens now, Tammy. So if you have a motion, go ahead.
I'll make a motion to amend the agenda as published.
To
So I can report out when it's my turn.
report out when it's your turn. Okay, I need a second for that.
I'll second.
Okay, Michelle seconds. So the motion on right now is to amend the agenda as published to include the president-elect report. All those in favor say aye or visual vote.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, anybody opposed? No, okay, motion carries. We have the president-elect's report included in tonight's agenda. Okay. Thank you everyone for coming. We appreciate you, and we are just excited to be looking forward as well as reporting out on what we've done over this last month and a half. As always, I include on the agenda the calendar, our informational slide, link to our website, and then I do a couple of reports, which tonight I'm going to do on our support goals. So I know when Tammy does her report, she'll be talking about the readathon, but I just wanted to give you just an update on the readathon in regards to our support goals. So Mandy, if you could pull up those slides, that'd be great. For the readathon, we had come together and decided that we were going to
Put it on here.
no, I didn't,
Gotcha.
because I couldn't.
No worries.
But I did send it to you. So we did approve at our last general membership meeting to take all of our efforts of the readathon and put it towards the music department to help finish off a wish list that they had created. And right in the middle of readathon, we were doing so well that we were able to go ahead and knock off over 75 individual instruments for the music department. And I just wanted to showcase that here. I know that there's a lot more that will be coming, but right now we're waiting to get the remaining of our monies. So that we'll report out on that later or in a future newsletter. But I just wanted to let you guys know that during the readathon, we were able to deliver 75 new instruments to our champions. So we're so grateful and look forward to supporting them even more as we round out the year. So thank you very much to everyone that donated and participated in helping our champions get even more musically inclined. So that's the first update. And then the second update I wanted to give under my report was for the math night. This is the first time that Honor Society has actually been able to partner individually with the community. And we were so excited that we were able to put on a really fun math game night. And so the turnout was great. You can see in some of these pictures, our vendor was able to put up a nice display in the front and really welcome our champions. And then inside the honor hall, you can see we have tables, different stations that were set up where our champions could go from table to table to really just learn about math, interact with math, and have a blast with even some of our parent volunteers that came alongside us as we presented this for the first time. And then, of course, we had our infamous Snack Shack open, which was great to have, and the champions just really enjoyed it. So we did utilize the honor hall as well as outside in the quad. It was kind of toasty, I think, that afternoon, but overall it was a great night, and we just hope that we'll be able to partner more and do some of these free events for our champions in the future. So we're super excited to be able to offer that. And then Mandy, that last slide isn't not until later under the finance report. But with all that said, if there's any questions or we want to discuss anything more, there is at the end of our meeting time for open discussion and any unfinished business. But without further ado, I will yield to the president-elect, Tammy.
All right. Hi, everyone. Sorry I couldn't be there. I am battling the flu. But I do want to report on the readathon and the prizes and the status of that. So we did have about $17,138 was the total funds that we raised for the readathon. And as Teresa said, it's going to all go towards the music department, minus, of course, the prize cost, which came out to about $3,500. That's not final yet. We're still waiting on the orders to come through with the invoice, but that is very close. So that would leave us about $12,000 cost for musical instruments. So there was that. We did tell the teachers and all of their students so far what they've won. So the top 4 earning classrooms had won an ice cream party, which I plan to deliver to those teachers one day next week. And they can have an ice cream party amongst themselves and a read party. So I think they're going to swap with the teachers of one another and have their kids have a nice story read to them. Then we also had some individual top prize earners. So 5 students are going to be receiving their prizes, as well as about 248 students from the whole school earned at least one thing. And if not that, at several things. So there's definitely a lot of the same people participating in this readathon, but it was still very successful. And I think the kids had fun. So it was a good event all in all. Miss McAllister's class was the top one. So each of her students will get the $10 Scholastic gift card. So super awesome. And is there any questions about the readathon? No. Okay. So that was super fun. And then just to touch, well, obviously open house is coming up after International Day, which is this Friday. So that'll be our next big thing. We'll have a welcome booth there, a food truck as well. We'll be outside, I think, in the parking lot area. We'll cone off an area for that. I also have a friend of mine who is working with me. We're going to bring a photo booth to the campus. So I added that into the fact sheet, which should be super fun for all of our families to be able to take home a strip of photos of them with their friends and family from the event. So I think that's everything I was going to talk about for myself. Did you want me to talk about Leslie's now or wait until her line comes up?
I would just wait until her line comes up.
Perfect. And then I'll just look at the agenda when it pops up. Okay, so I will yield to the, I don't have the agenda in front of me. Sorry, whoever is the next speaker.
Administration.
Okay, to admin, Mr. Wright.
Hi, everybody. Sorry I couldn't be there in person. Unfortunately, my wife is driving to 29 Palms right now, and nothing like driving east on the 15 at 6 o'clock at night to really end your day. So I apologize I couldn't be there in person. Before I get started, I just want to say thank you to Teresa. I know this is our last meeting, and Teresa, thank you for everything that you've done for us this year. It's been an amazing year. The students, the staff are also grateful for your leadership this year. So before I get, thank you for everything. I appreciate you to no end, and you've definitely left a legacy at SV with your leadership this year. So I appreciate everything that you've done for us. So if we can give Teresa a little round of applause in our last meeting but like I said, I appreciate everything that you did.
You're welcome.
So I always tell people, once we finish spring break, there is a lot that happens at SV. So last week, no, was it last? I don't even know where we are right now. Monday, which felt like last week. For some reason, I woke up yesterday morning thinking it was Saturday, but Monday we had our Cum Laudes Awards, and it turned into an amazing event because of all of you, because of Honor Society. Honor Society was able to donate all the desserts for Cum Laudes on Monday night, and really just made it such a special event. It's the first time we've had Cum Laudes since before the pandemic started. And so to be able to bring it back the way we did and make it such a fun event, a ton of cheering and kids dancing down the red carpet. It was just a great event to have, and so great to have that back. As you all know, we have International Day on Friday. We've been celebrating International Week this week. And we're going to have a great event. We've got some, and once again, thank you to the Honor Society for helping to contribute and support our International Day with, we're going to have some Hawaiian dancers performing for our students Friday morning, as well as students performing all throughout the day. So I'm really looking for, to me, the student performers are kind of the highlight of the day. All right. The food is the highlight of the day. Obviously, I didn't put all this weight on, not because of the food. The food, I'm really excited about. The student dancers and student performers are going to be amazing. I'm excited for them. Maybe not. Some parents have roped me into maybe doing some of their dances and getting out there and trying some stuff. So, on a full belly, we'll see how I dance and move around. But I'm really looking forward to that. And then next week we get into our open house, Vapa Steam Night combo day of celebrational fun. Really excited for that. Just a big, community event. And that's really why when we decided to kind of make it all into one, that's really what we're hoping for, is parents to be able to come. It's an hour and a half. No one has to be there the entire time, but definitely an open house feel with some performances, some Vapa performances, hopefully bringing out some of those. They got some of those drum, almost like a steel drum sounding, and so some kids were using those and playing the ukuleles yesterday. And if I was there in person, I have some great video of it, but I should have sent that over to show you guys. But really, really a great event. And then we get into testing in May for our 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders. So the testing schedule went out. I'll put it out again in this week's Weekly Woof. So all the families will still have it who are our testing schedule. And really the schedule doesn't look that different. In years past, when we had middle schoolers, we had to have a little bit of a different schedule, but with just elementary, our champions will be testing in the morning in each of their classes. So we're going to do ELA, or we'll do science first for 5th grade. They'll be testing starting the 29th. And then the 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade will start testing the week of the 6th. So the first week will be ELA, the second week will be math. our teachers do such an amazing job. You know, if you look at our scores, you know, it tells a small piece of what we do at OPA. And our kids do really well, and we owe a lot. We owe all that to the professors and the parents and all the hard work that you all have put in over the years. So we expect our students to do well on the testing as they always do, and you know, once again, it's a great reflection on what we do. But I'm not gonna keep us here all night, because you guys know me. I could talk about what we do at school all the time, but once again, I just wanted to thank the Honor Society for everything you guys have done this year. Like I said, all the donations to music, Cum Laude is here, and International Week. You know, they're really special events that really set us apart from everybody else. So thank you all again for everything that you do for us.
You're welcome. For those that don't know, and for this recording, could you give us a little background on the cum laudes and why we do it?
Sure. So what Cum Laudes is really a celebration for fourth and fifth grade students and their performances on the CASP the year before. So we have 3 different levels. So Magna Cum Laude is for our students that scored above standard, so 4s on both their CASP exams. Then we have Summa Cum Laude, is anyone who scored a 3 and a 4 or a 3 and a 3 or some sort of combination on that on both the ELA and math. And then for our 5th graders, we have the Cum Laude Awards, because what we do then is we look at how our current 5th graders did in 3rd and 4th grade, and if they showed improvement between 3rd and 4th grade, we give them an award for that, right? So it's not just about performance, it's also about growth, and we wanted to see our students and reward them for that growth. And so it's really just a great celebration for them. So for those of you that were there, you know, I really tried to hype up the crowd as best I can. For those of you that have younger students, when you come in the next couple of years, you know, we want a lot of energy and cheering and clapping, and I think everybody was really into that. And you know, it helps having dessert before and sugaring everybody up before the event starts. So it's always a good way to get people going. But you know, really just a way to recognize all the hard work and dedication of our students and how they did on that testing. And like I said, not just about their performance, but also their growth, because I think that's important to recognize for our 5th graders, and hopefully get them excited, you know, as we get into testing here this year to continue to achieve and show their excellence.
Thank you. It was a very special night. Okay. All right. Any questions for administration? Or Mrs. Romero? She's here.
No.
Okay.
Mrs. Romero, I don't know if you talked about it last time you were there. Do you want to talk a little bit about how we did with our and I'm totally blanking on the group, on our not STEAM, what's the word I'm looking for?
Or the GATE program, or
Our GATE kids and their model that they built, their mechanism, if you will.
Yes, so Gate Club decided to build a machine for the Rube Goldberg competition. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but it used to be in person at schools, and then COVID happened, and then they had it online. And the idea is to build a simple machine with a series of tasks with everyday materials in order to a series of steps in order to complete a task. This year, the task was putting toothpaste on a toothbrush. They're only allowed 1 touch, so this machine has to go through a series of steps on its own, using simple machines like levers or pulleys or ramps, etc. And so OPA was the only school to sign up for the regional competition. We were the only one at elementary level, and it was in Long Beach, so both schools went. We competed against each other. SOC got 1st place, we got 2nd place. Neither machine, you only get 2 trials, neither machine did it without an extra touch, but both machines completed the task, so we were considered successful. Yay. And then we got a little trophy, and we took it apart, and then we decided they're now putting it back together for STEAM night, or visual and performing nights art. right? So we'll have it somewhere in here.
That's good.
Just to display. Yeah, it was so much fun. It was such a great day of parents and students just kind of, because there was a free build there as well, because there weren't very many participants, there was a free build. So I'm just hoping to get more students involved in it next year. It's a really neat kind of activity, fun thing to do. It takes space, like your machine can be 6 feet by 6 feet by 6 feet, so that was a little challenging here. But thanks to the Honor Hall, we were able to do it. So,
Good job. So cool.
Oh, can I just add one more thing? Some of you know, some of you don't know, we have been approved and have been working on installing new air conditioning in Honor Hall. The crane comes on Saturday, and they will be dropping the new units onto the roof on Saturday. So if anybody lives close and you want to see a crane dropping air conditioning units, they will be dropped in on Saturday, and they will spend next week hooking them up. And we will finally have air conditioning in the office and on our hall. It has been brutal in the office at the end of the day, if you've been in our office at the end of the day. But we're super excited and grateful for the board for approving that for us. And so it'll be 2 classrooms, the office and Honor Hall, all having new air conditioning units going in via crane on Saturday. And then they will be hooking them up over the course of next week. So want to make sure I let everybody know that. So super excited.
Phenomenal. All righty. Okay, thank you very much, admin and teacher. All right, we're yielding to the parliamentarian.
Yes, hello. So, which item is the first item? Is it the bylaws?
Bylaws.
Okay. So as we've been discussing, we have completed our review and are ready to proceed with adopting the amended bylaws effective, which would be effective today. By and large, I know we've discussed at length, like the changes that would have been made, but largely they were grammar or formatting, and those type of things. There were a few other changes that were made, but that was the majority of the changes. So I would need someone to put forth a motion to approve the bylaws.
Motion to approve the new bylaws?
Yes.
Okay. Is there a second?
What's that?
So there's a motion on the floor to approve the bylaws as revised. Again, we've been discussing these for over the last 2 meetings. I don't know, Kristen, if you have,
The list of the changes?
Yeah.
I could pull them up. Do you want to go over all of that again?
not all of it, but it'd be good for those that have not been at the meeting, and for the recording, if we can just show that. We don't need to go
The
line.
summary.
Yeah,
So as I discussed, the first item was a lot of format spacing. There was highlighting that shouldn't have been part of it, capitalization and so forth. The next item is that just to clarify the organizational name, that it remained consistent throughout the document. The organizational name being Oxford Preparatory Academy - Saddleback Valley Honor Society with an abbreviation or an acronym of OPA-SVHS. A cover sheet and table of contents, as well as a watermark, were added to reflect the current year of adoption. An amendment of the footer to also reflect the same. As for the membership, we altered it to include it. Membership is open and encouraged for teachers and staff at OPA-SV. That's 3.1. Section 3.1. In section 3.4, the organization structure, OPA-SV Honor Society is a non-commercial, non-sectarian, and non-partisan organization. OPA-SV Honor Society shall not directly or indirectly participate or intervene in any way including the publishing of statements in any political campaign in support of or in opposition to any candidate for public office. Article 4.1, there was a deletion of the auditor as an executive board member, and that position has been moved to Article 9.8 as an appointment by the board. Article 4.6 was removed as the executive VP of programs and replaced with the president-elect to accompany the newly elected individuals in those roles to the Bank record. Article 4.11, it changed the verbiage of the executive board elections from apply and from quote apply to quote indicate their interest. Article 5.2, the executive board meeting frequency, removed a minimum of once a month and added the quote additional. Article 6.3.4, each elected officer must maintain and update an OPA SVHS binder and or digital file. That was the verbiage that was added for the respective executive office. Article 6.3.6, the discretionary expenditures article added the stipulation that expenditure must be disclosed and documented in the following meeting, and actually that I didn't update that with Aaron's suggestion, which as read, it says the expenditure must be disclosed and documented in the meeting, either board or general directly following the expenditure. So that was just buttoned up as to which meeting. It's the following meeting. Article 7.1 is changing the title of Executive Vice President of Programs to the Vice President of Community Programs. That same change was also made for consistency in Articles 7.3, 7.6, and 7.9. Article 7.3 changed the verbiage of chairmen to chairpersons. Article 7.6 changed ASB to reflect quote student leadership instead. In Article 7.7, in regards to the VP of Communications, we removed the responsibility of quote full accounting of photographs end quote, and changed the communication method from the specific social media like Facebook, etc., to more general terms to say electronic communication and social media. On Article 7.9, the additional responsibility for the VP of Finance, quote, to ensure budget transparency to OPSB community and quote, implement and follow the digital signature and approval policy. Article 7.11, remove the responsibilities of the auditor because that position has been moved to an appointed position, and those same responsibilities were just moved from 7.11 to 9.8 as a non-board member.
We are missing 7.11. Okay. It goes from 7.10 to
Interesting.
7.
Is it out of order? To go maybe past?
That is weird.
Well, it's 7.10, no, 7.9.
I'm gonna pull the last one.
Is this a screenshot?
7-11, yeah. But wasn't that
Yeah,
not the
Maybe it was
original
out of
copy?
order.
yeah, it was, but their page numbers are at the bottom.
Okay. Let's see, where are we? Added the responsibilities of VP of volunteers by eliminating the term parent classroom committee to reflect the name of university families and caregivers, AKA university parents. That same change was made to Article 8.2.1. Article 9.1 to change the identification of fiscal year to reflect, as it is stated elsewhere in the document, the fiscal year begins on July 1st and ends on June 30th of the following year. In section 9.3, the signing authority, the two authorized signatures shall be required on each check and all electronic disbursements should follow the digital signature and approval policy. Authorized signers may not be members of the same family or the same household. In the event there is no president-elect, the parliamentarian shall be authorized to sign. 9.8 is where the auditor was moved. And the description of that position. And then Article 10, the conflict of interest policy, there's an overview of that policy, and then the policy itself has been moved to a separate document.
As a procedure.
And the procedure.
Yeah.
Yes.
So do you have the original document that she can have access just to show,
Yeah, it's in the draft.
that whatever was missing?
7.11.
Yeah. So while she's pulling that up, Kristen, thank you, thank you, thank you. I cannot tell you enough what an undertaking that is and how our best practices just will shine because of all the hard work you've done with this document and how it will protect us moving forward as an organization. And it was well overdue, and I'm just very grateful. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh, it's not there.
Are you not done?
No. I'm done.
Oh.
No,
Not being shared at the moment, but the one that you had sent me to put on the agenda.
Yeah. It's the one
PDF.
that had the.
It doesn't have 7-Eleven.
Yeah. My other, well, I think I had to transfer it to the. To
The
remember
PDF?
calling, yeah.
Yeah.
remember?
Yeah,
And so I think. I'm looking for it, but I have like so many different.
oh, that's a PDF of what you were doing.
Yeah.
So we just need the actual Word document to look at, so
Right,
we can make.
and we'll
the
need to find it. Later anyway, so, did you have a question, Erin?
No.
Oh, okay.
we just need to pull that up so we can finish that motion and.
Do we have access to
The drive,
That's
yeah.
7.11.
I don't have one.
Oh, we don't have the access for that?
I don't have one. The one that I received does not have it. So I'm,
Oh, the
She's gonna pull
PDF, so
her.
she's looking for it.
Yeah,
Okay, so while you're doing that, should we move on to the next report while you're, is that okay?
yes,
Okay, excellent. So we'll come back to you and, go to finance. So Jennifer could not be with us tonight, but she did provide an update of the budget. So she has provided the budget for us as of 4/16. Not much has changed since our revisions from the last meeting. It still shows a projected income of 83,000. And then our expenses at 108,000. And then she's also provided us with the budget versus the actual. Which is the next 3 pages where we still have that budgeted income at 83,000 with the actual at $68,754.39. Does not reflect the readathon as of yet, so we'll see that change next month in our board meeting. And then you'll see the expenses coming well under our budget of right now at 78,000. So I think we're gonna be in good shape by the end. The money that we make in the year, we need to spend, and I think we're gonna be right on point by the time we close out our books. This is not my wheelhouse, but I will try my best to help with any questions if you have them. If not, I would I recommend that you send them over to Jennifer O at finance@opasvhs.org. But one thing, one business, piece of business that we do have tonight and continuing with our best practices is to look at our insurance. And in that other deal, thank you, is to look at our insurance. So this insurance, our current insurance is Philadelphia Insurance Company. It's been in effect since before I was here, I think since the inception of the school. So I was not a part of the board or the school at the time that this policy was put in place. The policy is very expensive, and it covers basically the same thing that we can get elsewhere under a company that looks at PTOs. If you don't know, we are a PTO, a parent teacher organization. How that is different from a PTA, which is a parent teacher association, is that we are not associated with a national parent teacher association. We don't pay dues into any sort of national organization. We work individually, and we are a very small 501(c) or C3. So where this policy came from, to be honest, I don't know. It has just been something that's been in effect, and as part of our best practices and trying to close out this year to save us money, the PTO today recommends an insurance package, and that's what it's called, recommended insurance package, at $689 annually. And if you put them side by side, they both offer the same thing. I just know that the PTO, because of who they work with and who they're working with nationally, just to help smaller boards like ours, they're able to negotiate a cheaper annual rate. So with that said, I would like to recommend a change in our insurance package to the PTO today. And I would need a motion to have that happen so we can make sure our insurance continues with Honor Society. And if you have any questions before you make a motion, just let me know.
So I have a question.
Yes.
So let me get this straight. Currently, we're spending $1,512 annually,
Mhm,
and for the same coverage,
mhm.
we were switching to, or we're proposing to switch to $689 annually,
Yes,
but it's the same exact coverage.
it is. And I'm happy to send that to you if you'd like to review it, and we can table this till the next board meeting. But our insurance does need to be renewed in April.
Okay.
Motion to approve?
So, a lot less for the same coverage.
Yeah, and thank you, Mr. Wright, I did hear you. I just wanted to recognize you. Yes, and it's even more interesting that this same insurance company works with PTO today and has negotiated different rates with them. So I don't know if that, back then, I mean, we don't know who it was, but maybe they didn't know that and they just
Yeah.
got insurance to have insurance.
So I'm just assuming we've just renewed year after year.
It has been on an auto renewal.
Okay. Well, thank you, Teresa, for looking into that.
You're
And
welcome.
it'll save us a lot of money. So I'll second Mr. Wright's motion to approve the proposed PTO today insurance package.
Great. Thank you very much. There's been a motion and a second by Aaron. So all those in favor say aye, or visual voting.
Aye.
All those opposed? None opposed, motion carries. We have new interns. I know. You guys get excited, come on. Okay. All right. Phew. Okay, that's all for finance. And again, if you guys do have any more questions on that, I know Jennifer would be happy to answer questions, and I will do my best to help out as well. With that said, did we
Yes.
figure out the parliamentarian? Okay.
So, I recognize the issue. So when the transfer of that position, which was the auditor position, was formerly 7.11 and has been now moved to an appointed position in 9.8. The numbers had to be adjusted, so I did send you a PDF copy.
So you just said,
Yes.
yeah.
And so, the change had to be made with the responsibilities of the parliamentarian position as listed now as 7.11. And VP of Volunteers is now 7.12, and then the auditor, as it was stated, is now in under 9.8. So if you go to that 7.10, which is the
Excellent.
recording secretary, and then it was the auditor as 711, but now we eliminated that position from that location because it's no longer going to be an elected position. So now parliamentarian is 711, the VP of Volunteers is 7.12, and then the auditor position is now under 9.8.
Thank you for doing that.
Yes, that was in there.
Okay. Okay,
Okay.
yes.
Good.
So we need a motion to approve the changes as discussed for the bylaws.
I think Jill already made a motion, but
I don't think she can.
what do you mean?
No, members have to know. We haven't voted.
Everybody who's here is a member.
Okay. General.
Yeah, at the general membership meeting, so anybody can make a motion.
But I don't think anybody seconded. Am I
No,
right?
no, that's where we got.
I will renew my motion.
Can you restate it?
I renew a motion to approve,
Bylaws.
bylaws as amended.
I'll second the motion to approve the amended bylaws.
And Mandy seconded. All those in favor say aye or visual voting.
Aye.
All those opposed? Oh, motion carries. Thank you very much. We have new bylaws. Yay.
If anyone present could print out a copy of this so we could sign the amended, at least the last. Okay, can I send it to you via email? Is that? Cause, yeah, okay.
Oh.
Thank you, so
Sorry.
guys.
Who here's her?
And then-
To sign it?
Yes, secretary, president, and a board member. So just. And to yourselves. Thank you, sir. And then I also had the slate.
Yes,
We want to address that now.
excellent, yes.
So the 2024-2025 executive board election slate as of today, has been posted, and we will be sharing this. In the president position is Danny. We do not have, but we do desperately need a president-elect. And Teresa has offered to do the recording secretary position. In the vice president of community programs, I don't feel comfortable pronouncing that name. I'm sorry. Do you? does anyone-
It's Aishwarya then.
Thank you. And welcome. Vice President of Communications will remain as Susan Rayar. The VP of Finance Operation, Jen Miller. Vice President of Spirit, Aaron Rasmussen. The VP of Fundraising is also open and desperately needed. And the VP of Volunteers, Leslie Sheriff. The VP of Student Development, Joel Porter, and myself as the parliamentarian. So this board or this slate will be voted on in the following meeting, and any nominations can continue to come in at that time. So does anybody have any questions about that? I want to hear.
What's the difference between president and president-elect?
So the president-elect would be the president the following year, so they're like in training kind of.
Okay.
In theory.
Yes,
In
it's
theory.
not, nothing is
It's not in the
given,
bylaws.
everything is up to a vote, but yes, that's in theory the idea behind it. In our bylaws, it states that, it would be ideal if the president-elect was either the following year or the year after, right? So, yes, hopefully comes from someone who is ready to stay with the next year, because Aaron and I are gonna be out.
Do our bylaws require a new president every year?
No, they can, you can vote again on, and Aaron was.
You were
Right,
two
2
years.
that's
Two
what I
years.
thought.
So it doesn't prohibit it.
Yeah, there's another election.
You have to still go to the election.
So it's not a 2-year term, but it's just you just get reelected.
Was Teresa your president like full times?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's just the person who follows the president, so it's not
Yeah.
even you, just follows.
But it doesn't.
But it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be.
So, but it's nice because,
Preferably.
correct,
but
correct,
otherwise.
because then they know everything of what's going on. I'm sure Tammy's been following Teresa the whole time this year and learning from her, so that's ideally, and of course fundraising is a huge position for us too, so anybody have any suggestions, or please reach out to us. I know that there might be some people interested, so that would be fantastic if we could add that to the next meeting, so thank you.
So we can, just to comment on this, so we continue to put in an interest form in the WOOF, which that's been great. We've been able to get a couple of names that Tammy's continuing to reach out to. I just speaking from a lot of experience on this board, to have a president-elect is super important. So if you are already on the board, and you are in OPA SV Elementary for a while, it would be so great if you reconsidered and decided to come along Tammy next year. We have a great opportunity now because I think this is the most we've ever had on our board. And we continue to pick up momentum and steam because we have such amazing families and parents here at OPA SB. But I would just consider it. And if not, if you know somebody that'd be great at raising a lot of money for this school, our fundraising position's open. So it's a great group of people. But thank you, Kristen, for doing all that work. We appreciate you. Okay. All right, you're all done?
Yes,
Okay,
thank you.
you're welcome. No, communications is not here tonight and she does not have a report. So on to recording secretary Mandy.
Okay, I just wanted to, real quickly, just go over the, where the shared drive is and like kind of the things that are in there. If you are logged into your OPA SBHS email, you can click here and go to, the drive here. And then in the shared drive on this left-hand side, you have my drive and then shared drive. You can click on here. And then before this year's term and then last year's term are gonna be in here. And then this year's, this year's has all of everything is like in folders, and you can find all the meeting agendas and minutes and videos here if you ever need to go back and see what was said or anything like that. For meeting minutes, you can search in here. So if you would open up one of them, you can do Command or Control F, depending on what kind of computer you have, and type in any sort of word that you would like. I mean, you can type in Tammy and it'll show all the time she's there. To be able to pull up something quickly and not have to read through 36, 40 pages, however many it is.
And this is for board members, correct?
This is a general meeting minutes, but yes, this is for the board members. Did you want me to show this still?
Yeah, it's fine. I just was wondering, is there a place where we can find these meeting minutes and videos for the general membership? Is it through our website?
Yes, that would be through the website.
Okay.
I can. The agendas.
There we go.
So the recordings are here,
That's great.
and you would have to be logged in to an account on the Honor Society website to be able to view that.
Great. Thank you.
And then I am gathering all the partners and everyone who's donated like names and to set up the thank you cards for them. So I just got my list going. I'm working with Teresa again, I believe. You say we're gonna go through some emails. And then I was gonna look through all the fact sheets. And then send those out before the end of the year with everybody who has helped us out. To give them a little bit of an extra thank you. I know we sent emails and things like that as well, but. Just a kind of a nice thing.
Love it.
Is there spare burning during there, do you know?
It will be.
Okay.
All right.
Thinking my.
Yeah.
Michelle, I know too, you work with a lot of.
People that have donated.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
So I think they sent you.
Yeah.
Before,
With
right?
Camila, yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. Have we done anything with the new vendor? Yet?
We haven't done anything
Okay.
with it. We just have. That's not.
Yeah, okay.
Perfect.
And that is all I have. Does anyone have any questions?
No, thank you, Mandy, very much. That's a lot of hard work. Appreciate it. I learned a lot from you this year as I'm gonna be transitioning, so thank you. All right, and now up for reports is our VP of Community Programs, Amanda.
So I was gonna start with International Day. I feel like Mr. Wright gave a pretty good update. The only thing I had written down that he didn't say was we have 19 countries and 44 families signed up. So just to support what he was saying, it sounds like it's gonna be a great turnout for the kids. I feel like that's it for that because he just gave such a good update. We have the first weekend meetup coming the next day on Saturday, the 20th. We have the Screamin' Ice Cream Truck coming. And then I brought back just the games that the kids really seem to enjoy. I changed the relay race a little bit, bingo, a guessing game. The parents didn't love that the kids get a jar of candy, but I just suggest that the kids give it out and they, it seemed to work. So we're staying with that. And then for Snack Shack update, it's gone pretty good this year. It's not supposed to be a fundraiser. So we price things where we're just not losing money, but not, making a whole lot. I think we're at 270 before this last week's profit for the year. So, again, it's not a fundraiser, but we haven't lost money. The kids have enjoyed it. Pretty much all I have, unless anyone has any questions.
Do you know the rest of the dates for Snack Shack?
Just April 26th. Unfortunately for May, I'm just not available. There's another board member that would like to do it. I'm sure the kids would really appreciate that, but I'm just not able to work it out.
Okay, we can discuss.
Mhm.
Thank you for that.
Yep.
Yeah, always fun, always great events that you did this year. It's been amazing.
Oh, my bad. I have one more question. For the meetup, I just wanted to confirm I was supposed to get the tables on Friday. And then was someone gonna be able to meet me at the school on Saturday for pickup and drop off of the cash box? Meeting and I were discussing, I didn't know if it was allowed or it would make things easier if I supplied the $100 change. I know Jen, the finance person, can't be there. I didn't know if Tammy would be able to take the money. I was just trying to find ways to make it easier, to take the profit
Or if
more that.
Mr. Wright's able to.
Yeah, or if Mr. Wright's able to meet me both times, then I was just trying to come up with something to make it easier.
I am free between like 3 and 6, or like before 1:30. Sorry, I'm looking at my calendar right now on Saturday. To open the door if you need it.
The event starts at noon. I would love it like before 11.
Yeah, I can do that.
I can do before, and I have a kid run the OC training on Saturday from 9 to 12.
Isn't it your
So
birthday?
It is. Happy birthday to me. Before 9 on my way to the training. If somebody wants to meet me here, then
Okay, I mean, if that's what time is available, then that's what time I'll make it work. 9 or before 9?
before 9.
8:40 or?
If we do 8:30, that should work.
Okay.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate that. Okay, is that good, Amanda?
Yeah, if you're good, anything else that you needed?
No, sounds good. No, appreciate the report. Fundraising, I think Tammy already did, but I do know we're circling back to for volunteers. Tammy,
Yes, hi, sorry. Okay, so for volunteers, Leslie has done her winners of the volunteers who dedicated the most time for our champions, which was over 10+ hours in the classrooms for the second trimester. So these are the folks that can claim prizes. So if you guys see them or if you know them, maybe remind them. I believe they have been let aware that they're one of the winners, but they do need to contact Leslie in order to claim their prize. So that is for volunteers. So super awesome that we're having so many parents coming into the classrooms and volunteering.
that's wonderful.
And I think that was it for volunteers. So I will turn it to Michelle.
So we have one last Blackwell's for the school year. Mystery prizes seem to show up each time. So thank you to all of you who have dropped off prizes at the office. They have been well received by especially the pony plushies were a big hit this last month. So thank you for the surprise. It's anonymous donor, so I don't know who to thank personally, but I appreciate it. Thank you very much. The kids appreciate it. One of the things I'm gonna do different, or I'm planning on doing different this Blackwell's, is we have a lot of leftover items, smaller items. And so I know one of our themes is we're not in the storage business. So my plan is to take a lot of the smaller items and turn those into goodie bags. So kids are still only getting one item per Blackwell's visit, but they're gonna get a goodie bag that has a variety of smaller items in it, and those will be valued. I have to go through my inventory, but they'll be valued at probably starting at like 10 scholarships up to maybe 20 is what I'm thinking. Just depends on how many goodies I get in there, but I'm gonna have quite a few of those because I feel like those will go really well and it will help us kind of get through a lot of inventory that we don't want to necessarily carry over into the next school year. And then my thought was that if we still have a surplus after that point, that maybe we would consider donating some of those extra items to the teachers for their treasure boxes in the classroom, and letting the teachers have kind of a shopping experience, maybe kind of organize a day for them to come in and kind of pick some items, and that way we can spread the love to all the teachers and they can gift those to their students for rewards.
Oh, I love that.
Thank you. So is the intent to like get rid of everything from this year and then start fresh next year?
Not necessarily everything, but some of the items that have just kind of been sitting, sitting. And I think for some, like some kids, I think, are maybe saving up for some big item. Some kids are just going to the big item and not focusing on the smaller items. I mean, I know there's a lot of kids that feel like scholarships have been plentiful this year. And so a lot of kids have hundreds of scholarships. So getting an item that's like one or two, if you have that many, just doesn't really make sense for everybody. So I'm sure I will have some things that might be still popular carried over, but I'm trying to minimize that so that it's not just a surplus that maybe is just gonna not be very useful. Cool. But so those were my thoughts on that. So always trying to keep it fresh and interesting, and then just kind of purge what we need, and then I guess Jill or whoever takes my position will be able to get a fresh start in a lot of ways for the coming school year.
Done a good job.
Thank
You've
you.
done a great job.
Thank you so much.
Big shoes to fill.
Michelle, were you thinking like for the teachers doing that during Teacher Appreciation Week?
I had thought about that, but I mean, Ms. Romero, you can certainly comment on this. If the Teacher Appreciation Week is the first week of May,
Mhm.
and I know school's getting out earlier this year than in the past, if we waited until then, would that give you guys enough time to utilize the prizes? I don't know how often you guys do the prizes in your classrooms.
I think it's weekly for most of the teachers that have treasure boxes, and like we can always have a raffle at any time, so I'm like, that's what we will do if we don't have treasure box. I don't have a treasure box, but we do raffle, so I
Okay.
would do that. So
Okay.
after May, the first week of May is fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, so if we want to coordinate it that week, when's the luncheon? Maybe we coordinate it the time of the luncheons.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking in the teachers lounge,
Mhm.
yeah, that we could display it and they could come
Mhm.
in, and
Okay, and that
That'd be
luncheon's
really
happening that Friday of that week, is that right?
usually on Friday.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, my big concern is like, how do you let everybody know fairly? So that.
Well, I'm thinking if we give, I can find out what my inventory is. So by then I'll plan on getting all my goodie bags made, see what I have left over.
Yeah.
Sort through all of that, and then maybe we can just allocate, each teacher can have, pick so many.
Great.
And that way we can keep it equal and fair, and then I'll just have a list and just check off who's been through, and yeah, does that sound good?
I like that.
Okay. Alright.
I mean, it's not a big issue, but, I feel like, just so that everybody feels that they were informed ahead of time and have. a chance. So
Okay.
That sounds like perfect.
Okay, so maybe I'll be in communication with Mr. Wright or Mr. Bridges, and they can
Right.
notify all the teachers, what to expect and all of that. Does that sound good?
great.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Maybe we can use Mr. Bridges's wheel of prize cart fun and make it a fun way for teachers and spin that to see who gets what.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Go for it.
Oh, that's great. Okay, all right, thank you so much. Anything else?
Yep, that's it.
Okay, and then Spirit, I know you said you don't have a report.
I know, but I got to thinking, oh, well, I could say this and this and this, so sorry.
So let me just ask you a couple of questions since there's no official report on the agenda.
Yeah.
So do you have an update on the Spirit sales, any inventory that we have left, and any recent update for used uniform sales?
So I would have to refer to Jennifer and the financials and on what, like, how much we've made. And I do want to get with Jennifer to figure out kind of where we are in terms of what we projected to make this year and what we actually have. So I need to kind of look at that. So that would be in the financials. And I don't have that readily available. And same thing with these uniforms as well. So I don't have anything to report on that. In terms of inventory, I was really good at keeping track for a while, for most of the year, and then I messed up. So I need to go back and find my mistakes. There's only a couple. But we do have quite a bit of inventory left, not quite a bit, more than what I would like to have at this point in the year. So, one thing that Teresa, do you have any other questions, or should I just?
No, but I found I'm looking at the budget. You want me to tell you?
Yeah.
So for used uniform sale income, I just feel like we got so lucky for us, but not for our families because of the snafu with the uniform at the beginning of the year. But we'd actually just budgeted 1,000, and our actual to date, this is from end of March, is $2,711.25.
That's
So
great.
that's phenomenal.
Yeah.
And then the spiritware income, we had budgeted 10,000 based on past sales. We're right at 60% of that at 6,034.
Yeah.
Which we didn't know coming off of the pandemic and stuff. So I feel like you've done
A lot of that is because we didn't have spiritware at the start of school.
right.
And so we kind of had, I want to say, a late start in terms of sales for spiritware. The other thing that I think hurt us, which I would like to coordinate with whoever does the jogathon next year, is that when we did have spiritware available, well, people already were getting, like, I think it was if they donated 50, they got a t-shirt that they could wear as spiritware. So people were not buying spiritware because they got that free shirt. Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So I think that also hit us as well in terms of spiritware sales. So I think maybe I'd like to coordinate that next year to get all the sales for spiritware in, and then also do like the spiritware shirt.
Right.
Or that they could, the prize shirt. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and that's Trisha again. So
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So I will coordinate a little bit more on that,
Okay.
you know, in hindsight's 2020 with that. So,
sure.
And then, what was I gonna say about?
Inventory.
Oh, inventory. So we do have more than what I would like to have. And the last couple of years, we have done a sale at the end of the year. And kind of post the sale as, you know, place your orders now so you'll have it at the beginning of the year, and then you get it at a sale. So I will be doing that because we get out earlier. I was thinking of doing it I'm thinking not the last 2 weeks of May, but like mid-May. So I'll be putting that together. So, and I'm gonna look at like what we can afford just to kind of move this inventory out and hopefully get a little boost in sales with that. I won't be doing any more like spiritware sales in person the rest of the year because I don't feel like I was selling much anyway.
I was wondering if you wanted to do it about this, you might just have a booth.
Yes, I'm getting to that. And then, and same with used uniforms. I don't feel like people are buying used uniforms, but of course, if there's ever a need, I'm available. And then I did do a good swap though with middle school, like some of our very large adult sizes. I gave them, and they had a whole bunch of ties that they gave us. So for the next sale, I have a bunch of ties. So that was kind of a good swap that I did. And let's see. Okay, so for Baptist Steam Night, I will have a table at there, and on the fact sheet, I did want to bring up. So I do need like volunteers, just 3 volunteers during that time, or during the time when we can like rotate. So we can all, like, somebody helps while I go visit my child's classroom kind of thing, to help sell. And then, but I did want to bring up, because in terms of Baptistina, I see like, well, I'm looking for volunteers to help me sell spiritware, but then, I don't know, are the volunteers just coming from Honor Society for things like, I think it's, where is it? Yeah, the welcome table. We need volunteers for.
Right, so I think the thought was it was all gonna go next to each other like we did that one year. I
Yeah.
think last year we separated it, or I can't remember which event it was, but I think just putting us all in right there on the
Together.
United States or whatever, and we'll be on one side, and so we kind of all share.
Yeah.
If that's gonna help. I mean, definitely the board is rotating for the welcome table.
Okay.
And then I think Leslie had put out there for your area too,
Yeah,
so.
I just need one volunteer. I was just concerned because we also have the book fair going at the same
Oh,
time,
yes.
you know, and we don't have that many of us.
Mhm.
So, I mean, I was just concerned because the sign up or the fact sheet for open house says like 3 volunteers at the Honor Society welcome table plus 1 volunteer for spiritware. So that's like 4 of us
Mhm.
at each shift. Plus we have book fair people. So I don't know if we have enough people for all of that. Do you hear what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you. I think we'll be okay in the book fair.
Okay, great.
And I think that if we can just have 4 across the board there, I think we'll be good. That's what I think
Okay.
anyways. But, we can take a closer look at it.
Okay, I just need volunteers for that.
Yes, I hear you.
All right, so I'll be selling at the open house and that's it. Yeah. Any questions?
Do you create new designs every year?
We have, yeah, it just kind of depends. It's up to, you know, kind of what's going on. And so I don't know if I will be Spearwear, but my name's on there to be Spearwear next year. So I'm not voted in yet, but
Yeah.
anyway, that's what I
As a proposed
As a
Spearwear
proposed-
members of the committee.
you know, the first year you try and kind of get your, like, how does this work?
Yeah.
And now I feel like, okay, cool, let's really do it, you know? So, the thing is, so we had a new vendor this year
Right.
and had some new designs. And then at one of our former meetings, we just approved a second new vendor, so we have some options. And, so my thought was to go to our latest new vendor and see, hey, put some options together and just take a look at what she has. Nothing says we have to go with one vendor, so we could get like, you know, oh, I like, you know, ABC from this one and XYZ from that one. So, does that make sense?
Mhm.
Although it would really simplify things if you.
Yeah. Well, if you have 2 different ordering spaces and 2 different delivery dates and so forth,
Yes.
it becomes a little, unless you do different rounds.
Yes.
Or something like that. I've done Spearwear.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
Okay, oh, maybe you have a
No.
vendor.
No, I do, but no.
Oh, okay.
Myself.
Okay.
Anything-
Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate you.
Yes,
Okay.
thank you.
Anyway, so. Did I answer your question?
You did.
Okay.
Fantastic. Thank you, Perspective Spiritwear 2024.
Okay, so, thank you, Erin, and now for committee reports, book fair, Jill Porter.
You guys wanna know? Book fair's next week, yay! We need volunteers. I think volunteers are going well, actually. But
You could probably see it on the fact sheet, if we pull it up there.
I was just Leslie and I were having issues with the Excited Genius link, but I think it's been fixed. On that fact sheet, so if you go down to the bottom, there's a link at the bottom, right?
No, it goes so fast, everyone freaks out. Listen here,
All us old folks.
No,
keep going.
yeah. Oh, sorry, maybe go back.
Oh, go back up.
Where is it?
It is.
Maybe it's not in there, since we're having issues.
It's
with-
right there.
Oh, there's, yeah. Like it's in there. See, so
Yeah, you can click there.
there. it is. So book fair's next week. We'd love volunteers before and after school. There's an e-wallet option that is open now. There teachers should be, they have them. I don't know when they're sending them, probably if they have like a regular day when they send their communications home with their kids, their students. We have order forms and an e-wallet available to set up now. So that you can start looking or getting money set up for your kids to spend. It's always a really fun time there. And what's nice is we do have open house going on at the same time, which is gonna be really fun for parents to be able to come in and shop with their kids. I think that's gonna be a good opportunity that we have this year. Does anyone have any questions?
Can we just see the volunteer opportunities?
Yeah, scroll down a little so we can see what's still available.
Are there teacher, the teachers signed up yet for their time slot?
That is also,
Does she say that?
yeah,
So does it say it on the sign up Genius?
It does.
it does.
Cause that kind of helps parents.
It so helps.
Yeah,
and,
so you know
yeah.
when your kids.
It hasn't been that way before, and I
Yeah.
really appreciated that. It was awesome.
So it says what teacher?
What teachers
Okay.
there, yeah, so you can pick your child's classroom.
Oh, I see it. Yeah. I see it.
You were just like-
Oh, there it
Yeah.
is.
Mhm.
Sorry, I couldn't.
Some of them don't because it's like after school, so some don't
Yeah.
have it on there.
Yeah.
So if the teacher isn't on the sign up, what people need to know is that the book fair will still be open because there's times where there's recess and the administration and teachers let the students come in. So we may not need all 3 volunteers, but we definitely still need a volunteer where there is no teacher sign up because we need restocking of books, we need, the kids do come in because they want to see what they're gonna buy when their parents come after school and are stuck in the pickup line. So there's a need for every single slot that's on there, even if there isn't a teacher coming in.
Also, setup and takedown goes really quick when we have many hands. It can go really quickly if you have a lot of people helping, so that's really nice to have many volunteers if you're looking for late help.
Yeah, for sure. And we have, like Jill, when she's there, when we're all there, there's gonna be things to do, so there's like a to-do list on how to set it up, there's pictures already there for everyone, so it goes pretty smoothly, like she said, if there's enough people. So, your kids will love you if you sign up.
Oh, and also, I don't know if there are new parents that haven't been to the book fair before, we have our teachers come and do a shop before, and they have boxes with their wish list in their boxes, and so your student or you can purchase a book for your teacher, which is always really fun and appreciated by the teachers.
As a side note, how are we doing with the Scholastic Dollars? Do we have any?
Right, so, very good question. So since we did so much with Scholastic Dollars, for the Jogathon, that, and for the readathon, you'll have students coming in with little gift certificates for both of those, if they raise that kind of money. So we're not giving a certificate to the teachers like we have in the past, so they could come in and spend that certificate, but we are gonna fill their boxes and we'll buy their books as we go. Because we need to make sure we fulfill those certificates from the students first
Got it.
with the current Scholastic Dollars. So we don't have the 4,000 that we had 2 years ago in Scholastic Dollars. We have about 1,000, a little over 1,000, which I think will cover the students that come in. But as we earn Scholastic Dollars as students make purchases, and just sales wise, so you guys know, I mean, we're between $800 and $9,500 in book sales. So that gives us, almost 50% of that goes to Scholastic Dollars, which helps us purchase more books for our teachers and students.
Or from their catalog.
Yes, yeah, it is from the catalog, but it's like shopping on demand for the teachers while you're there,
Yeah.
right? So if they have a book box, like Jill was saying, they bring their book box over and say, here are my books. We just use the Scholastic Dollars because it's there.
Yeah,
And
and I
then-
love that we do it for prizes for the students.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it's also fun when parents purchase books for the teachers, because they can write a little card and stick it in the book that said it was purchased for that teacher by whom, which is also thoughtful. Because 1,000 Scholastic Dollars is great, but it might not go the whole way.
it sure is. Yep, I got you. Yeah, always a fun time.
Love book fairs.
Mhm. Don't forget the lollipops. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I know, I
Just
was like,
random.
I was wondering if you wanted me to mention it or. We have, I know, we have a lollipop pull that is, it's $1. And if you pull a lollipop and it has a dot on the bottom, then I don't remember.
They
And
get
and
four
it's changed
raffle
every time I've done book club, so I want to make sure I say it correctly.
Yeah, they get the 4 raffles that go into the poster boxes, so they
Oh,
can
yeah.
take it over there and we raffle off those posters that are on the wall at the end. Did I say it right?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And those lollipops are super popular.
Super popular.
Always send an extra dollar or two with your kids because that is cash that can't be used on, it's cash only.
Right.
So it has to be $1 cash for the lollipops. So
Yeah.
send some cash with them because they love it.
Yes. Awesome.
They can use the e-wallet though too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we have to
If
put
they-
it on the
if-
wallet?
Yeah, if they have the e-wallet, you can pay on the e-wallet with it. You just put a miscellaneous dollar,
But not scholastic dollars.
not scholastic dollars,
Correct.
right?
That has to go for books.
I think so.
Yes.
For the
Yep.
trinkets, thank you. Better than my free job.
Great. Well, thank you for all your hard work, Jill. I know it's gonna be amazing and everybody loves a book fair, so it's just gonna be awesome.
I'm excited.
Okay, thank you. Any questions, any open discussion? I wanted to bring up staff appreciation if we could for just a little bit. I know that Leslie had some ideas, but if there's any questions or suggestions for staff appreciation, it is only 1 week this year. Guys, have any feedback?
Remind us when it is.
So it's the first week in May, sorry, I have to,
Which is aligned with national teaching.
yes.
Oh, that's
So,
nice.
yeah.
In the past, they've done it earlier.
Yeah, yeah.
Typically, we've done it in, March, and it's a whole month. So this is May 6th through the 10th. And Leslie had already started on, each day that the students can bring in something. There'll be a flyer that we send home for parents to post on the fridge so they can know, what to do and how to shower those teachers with something special. She's working with the university parents, I know, to get them assigned each day so they can help the teachers so that the teachers aren't so overwhelmed with everything that's coming in. We typically stock the fridge in the teachers lounge. I know we were just talking with Michelle about possibly doing that fun little treasure box idea for the teachers. And then we cater an event usually on that Friday because they have professional development that day. It doesn't have to be lunch, it could be breakfast. I know in the past we've done a potluck for the teachers or just catered it, but just if there's any ideas or things that you guys have seen and would just really love to do that this year, then like we are open for suggestions.
Are we not thinking of doing what Leslie's ideas were, or,
We are.
okay?
We just want everybody to have a voice. Well, I counted to 12 and nobody spoke.
Mine's not working.
I don't know if you know about that, but 12 seconds to process a thought and you guys your time's up. So. But seriously, you can email her or Tammy or myself or the board or the general mailbox for any ideas. We just want to show our teachers the love that week and make sure that we keep them all included. I love that we also include the staff, right? Each teacher will also have 2 staff members that are kind of umbrellaed under them. So each classroom will be showering also a staff member with their appreciation and love for that week as well.
Are you able to share what the ideas are thus far?
Where it was on Slack. Let me see. I can. I just don't remember where it was. Was it in
I
Rand?
saw it on Slack somewhere. Like what to do each day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
general.
Isn't there a channel?
Yeah, there's
It's a staff appreciation
Yeah.
channel.
That-
5-6,
Okay.
bring a staff a flower plant.
Okay.
Tuesday, 5-7, bring your teacher their favorite drink.
Mhm.
Friday, bring your teacher their favorite snack or treat. Thursday, bring a small gift. Friday, bring a card expressing your appreciation.
That's nice.
Also mentioning that there's usually a teacher and a staff member included, so to not forget our wonderful staff as well.
Leslie did mention yesterday to me that admin still needs to get staff members hooked up with the teachers.
I'm
Yeah.
still working on it.
But
And-
yes, we will do.
And we have the favorites list that's going to go out as well, right? So that we know what the favorites are for each individual person, whatever that drink or snack, favorite snacks, favorite drinks, that type of thing.
Yeah, so I think that, so we'll get that and then my thought is that Leslie will send that to the university professors, right? And then they're the ones communicating with the classes to say,
Okay.
all right, here it comes, and this is all that they love and like, and so.
I want to say it's also gone out on maybe the weekly Wolf as well.
Oh,
Because
really?
I know that I've been able to click on it and see all of mine, and I've actually been able to use that for other, like, if I want to get a teacher a gift, right? Then I can go
I like
back
that
and
at
look
the
at it and be like,
beginning of
oh,
the
here's
year.
all their favorites, so it helps me.
Is it a comprehensive list?
It's for the entire school.
Yeah.
It will, I think it groups them by, the teacher and then the staff members, but you can see all of it, so it's nice if you wanna do something, you know, at the end of the year, like I like to give gifts
Yeah.
to people at the end of the year too, so that way I have access to that, not just for teacher appreciation, but all year long, and can even look back on it on a past year.
Yeah.
It was in a nice spreadsheet
Yeah.
format that
Very
had like the
nice, yeah.
teacher, the staff members, what their favorite drink.
Yeah,
So I've done that before where you do a Google form and then it exports to an Excel, then you just can share the link. And I would do it like at the beginning of the year so that like for the holidays or so forth, you could also have it and then resend it out at staff appreciation or end of year or whatever.
Oh,
Have you
that's-
guys done that before?
No.
that's,
The
but
one I've used most often is the one that comes in the Wolf, that's electronic.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did we just do that last year? Or have we done that
we've
like
done it
several
for
years?
The last
Like a
few
couple
years,
months,
yeah.
Oh. You better track down that Karen.
Yeah, I don't know who did it, but I
Karen.
know, oh, it was Karen?
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, it was amazing. It was super helpful.
Mhm.
My only concern of the bring your teacher the favorite drink idea, I'm just thinking like, are we thinking like canned or bottled?
In the
things,
past, it's
or
been like some kind of like,
Gatorade or
yeah,
whatever,
or
or
like, I don't know,
Starbucks.
flavored sparkly
Yeah.
water, something like that.
Okay,
Mhm.
we're not thinking
Not-
like a Starbucks times
A
10.
hot drink.
No.
or
Yeah.
something, yeah.
They don't want to drink 20 drinks in one
Right.
day, right?
Yeah, right. They're gonna get all these like.
10 coffees.
Yeah.
You can do a Starbucks gift card.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, also
Oh,
like,
that's good.
I would probably divert to that if it did say something like, oh, I like a, whatever.
And they can use it all year long.
Yeah.
That's great. Good ideas, you guys. Okay. Yeah, and it'd be great if we could just make sure that just make the campus so celebratory, and happy and like just festive all week long.
Yeah.
So I know we will get it done. Okay. Anything else? Any other announcements? No? Okay, well, thank you everyone really for your time. I know it was a little bit longer than normal, but we had some very necessary business to take care of.
Quick question.
Yes, ma'am.
When's our next board meeting, just to make sure we have it done correctly? Do we know?
Okay, 1 second, sorry.
Hang on, I might have
Sorry,
to,
I just wanna make sure.
Sorry.
just like it's getting late, I gotta get home.
It may be to be determined still.
Cause I don't have one on my calendar, so that's why I wanted to.
And I think the 7th, as good as that sounds, may be a little crazy with the,
Staff appreciation.
yeah. So board, if the 14th is okay, then I think let's tentatively set it for the 14th. Tuesday, the 14th, Zoom?
Sounds good to me.
Okay,
At 7.
yeah. Well, looks like we usually do it at 7:30.
7:30.
Okay.
7:30. Great question. Okay, all right. Thank you very much. And this meeting is adjourned at 7:31. Bye, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Feel better, Tammy.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye.